They thought they were just escaping the routine. But Malta had other plans. Because sometimes, it's not just about where you go. It's who you become when you get there. And when two hearts leave behind the noise, they often rediscover the music they once wrote together. Welcome to our romantic journey to Malta, a Mediterranean gem where history whispers through stone alleys, and the sea sings in blue. If your soul's been craving something tender, a place where time slows down and connection deepens, then follow us, because what we found here changed us. We landed in Malta with tired eyes and open hearts. From the moment we stepped out of the airport, the air felt warmer, gentler. A taxi driver smiled and said, "You picked the perfect time to fall in love again." Our first stop, Valetta. Sunlight spilled across Baroque buildings. Everything seemed to glow. Her smile, the streets, even my thoughts. It was the kind of place where just walking together felt cinematic. We sat by the Grand Harbor, watching ships move slowly like thoughts drifting away. I looked at her and remembered our first trip together. How different we were then, and how far we'd come. The scent of the sea mixed with espresso and old stone, wrapping around us like a memory we hadn't lived yet. Street musicians played a soft tune nearby, and she took my hand without a word. It was one of those moments where you don't need to speak because everything important is already understood. The kind of moment you wish you could fold and keep in your pocket forever. On our second day, we sailed to the Blue Lagoon. The water was clearer than memory, cool against our skin, but warm with meaning. We swam side by side, floating in silence that said more than any words. We lay on the rocks, sun drying our hair, and she whispered, "Let's always find new seas together." I nodded, knowing that every adventure reshapes love in tiny, beautiful ways. Later, we wandered through Medina, the silent city. Its quiet wasn't empty. It was sacred. Each step echoed like a heartbeat on stone. Inside that hush, we laughed. Not loud, just enough to feel alive. Because sometimes the world doesn't need to hear you. You just need to hear each other. That evening in Vittoriosa, we stumbled on a tiny restaurant with no menu. No expectations, just trust. They served Maltese rabbit stew and fresh fig cake. We toasted with local wine, the kind that lingers on your tongue and in your memories. The couple beside us had been married for 40 years. They held hands the whole time, and in that simple act, we saw our future, quiet, steady, beautiful. We talked about dreams we hadn't shared in years, not because we were hiding them, but because we'd forgotten to ask. That night, we remembered how curiosity keeps love alive. The scent of the sea mixed with espresso and old stone, wrapping around us like a memory we hadn't lived yet. Street musicians played a soft tune nearby, and she took my hand without a word. It was one of those moments where you don't need to speak because everything important is already understood, the kind of moment you wish you could fold and keep in your pocket forever. We took the ferry to Gozo, a world slower, greener, softer, rented a scooter and rode with the wind as our guide. Every wrong turn was right, because it led us somewhere unexpected. We found a hidden cove with no one around. We swam, we kissed, we danced to music only we could hear. It felt like a scene stolen from a dream, except it was real. At lunch, a grandmother served us thoroughbred and olives. She smiled like she'd seen hundreds of couples pass through, but still believed in every love story. Later, we climbed to a quiet chapel on a hill, where the bells rang just as we arrived, like a welcome we didn't expect but needed. Inside, we lit a candle for no reason but gratitude and maybe a little hope. In the evening, we sat on a terrace, watching farmers guide goats across golden fields. She rested her head on my shoulder, and I realized this island hadn't just given us a break. It had given us space to remember who we were together. We left Gozo with messy hair, sunburned noses, and something else, a feeling of being weightless, as if we'd left behind more than just schedules and screens. On our final night, we climbed the Dingley Cliffs. Wind tangled her hair. The horizon turned gold. We stood there, wrapped in silence, watching the sun sink into the sea. I told her, this moment, it's everything I didn't know I needed. She smiled. No reply, just a tear sliding down her cheek. Sometimes, love doesn't scream. Sometimes it just breathes. We promised to hold on to this silence, to remember that peace isn't the absence of noise. It's the presence of each other. Malta doesn't just show you beauty. It slows you down enough to feel it. Here, love matures, like old wine in ancient barrels. It doesn't flash or shout. It deepens, settles, roots itself. You come to Malta thinking you'll just take pictures, but you leave with pages of your story rewritten. It's not about luxury. It's about presence. It's where ancient walls teach modern hearts how to listen again, how to feel again, how to be together without distractions. As we packed our bags, there was a silence between us, but this time it was full of memories, promises, and something we didn't expect, a quiet renewal. She slipped a small seashell into my hand. Let's never stop discovering each other, she said. The plane took off, but we weren't leaving something behind. We were bringing something with us. A reminder that love isn't found in the big moments, but in the ones you choose to create. If you've ever felt the need to pause, to reconnect, then maybe Malta is waiting for you. Tell us, what's your dream romantic destination? Subscribe for more real stories that awaken your heart. And if you felt something during this video, give a like. You're part of our journey now, because every love story deserves a breathtaking chapter. Maybe yours begins in Malta,